Anyway, these rear sensors here we engineered for my dad's car. Some of you have some questions on maybe how and why, or what we came up with. The instructions tell you one thing, you gotta get creative, and then figuring the angles out. That's what we're gonna get into here today. I've got the car flipped up on its side, so maybe harder to see, but these little pods are sticking out. The tail panel is at an angle. They had to be compensated for because you have less material on top, more on the bottom, because we're actually going to correct the slope. So this is actually perpendicular to the face by the time it's all installed. But is it figuring that out? Well, sometimes good old-fashioned cardboard engineering is how we gotta go ahead and do this. Now, most of your modern cars has little doodads here on the bumpers, like so, on the front of the truck. I have on the front and the back, but these are actually at almost nearly 24 inches off the ground. That won't work on a first-gen F-body because that puts you basically into the bumper or higher. So my dad's Impala is the same way pretty much. Now, the interesting part, even on the cars, they are at about 23 inches-ish. So that's kind of an interesting little fun fact. But that kit that we bought for his car says in the instructions, was it 14 to 18 inch?
Yeah, 14 to 18 was typical for several that I read. I can't actually tell you whether the picture in this instructions had a number on it at the moment.
That's what you learn on your research.
The 14 to 18 inches was what was in my head. And so I wanted to compare that to the height on the F-body.
Right. Now, granted, a 69 Trans Am or Firebird is not exactly the same tail panel, but they're similar for ride height and everything else. It gets you the idea. But we take a straight shot here from the floor to the tail panel.
Yeah, if we're running at 18 inches high or so off the pavement, we're right in the middle of that tail panel.
Right in the middle of the tail panel. That's why we came up with the idea, basically the same thing here on that car there. Run it below the bumper so it'll clear the bumper. It doesn't detect it as a doodad for saying you're back into something, but high enough off the ground, you're not basically just detecting the ground. So that's where we came up with the height-wise. All right.
I know the sensor is just a little itty bitty little piece in the center. Like if you go to the sensors in this kit that I bought, the piece that actually needs to be there is that little piece in the center. And I thought, well, that's all I need. I need something to hold that little piece. And I saw a car on the highway and I said, oh, some of those might work. So I bought these from Nissan, and they're a little plastic deal that would work in there for an adapter. These were marketed as an innie, see, and not an outie.
So the depth, it kind of makes it recess.
But it would give me the angle. I said, wow, that looks decent as far as how much I need. I thought, well, there might be a way to do that. So I went ahead and bought 4 of these. But the problem is the amount of space between the outer tail panel and the inner tail panel, I don't think would accommodate all this.
Yeah, the depth of the hole.
The depth was a problem, right. So I kind of deleted that idea as far as space goes. I said an outie design is going to be better than an innie. Then the other problem is to put it on the bumper. That means grinding steel, re-chroming, or painting it to make it look decent.
Yeah.
I couldn't see that either. So this became the best real estate.
Yeah.
So the next thing that we played with was that we had a vertical, John has on his phone, and we measured this slope here. So if I measured I got upside down. Okay, so the metal piece is here below the bumper. The metal piece was here. And the bumper, I had a contour gauge. The bumper actually comes out here like this. So if I mounted it as an innie, it had been in here, and that might have made the bumper in part of this field of view for that thing. So if I put it on a bump on here as an outie, then that really moved the bumper a lot out of the
vision or the range.
Broadcast of that sensor. Yeah. So my 18 inches high comes across right through in here. So that fits that. So the next thing we did was we measured the angle of this panel because he had it on his phone, a protractor. So this metal panel here is 25 degrees off of vertical per the protractor on his phone.
There,
so I had 25 degrees. Now this little sensor that I have compensates for a little bit of an angle. I measured that at 5 degrees. So that means I needed some kind of an adapter that had a difference of 20 degrees. So shape-wise, I thought, well, I think an Audi is going to work best. I'm not going to modify the bumper to put it in the bumper. I'm not going to modify the frame rails or the fuel tank or anything like that to make it an innie, when, hey, that might put it in range of the bumper anyway. So that all changed for me. So I cut some pieces out of cardboard and I shaped them like so. And I measured the circles that I needed, and that became a flat pattern, which like that. Cut them out. John welded them up, and that gave me around a 20-degree difference between this surface and that surface, and that's how we wound up with what we've got. I guess that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Right. It gives you the angle we need, the depth that we got. Because now you don't have to modify the inner tail panel or any inner structure.
And by the time we got done, the amount of space in here, the amount of space that was in here, it looked pretty good as far as what was actually going to wind up coming through.
Yep.
So that's kind of the work that we did to put ours together. If you're going to do one of these, those might be some considerations for you guys as to how we wound up with it. Now, I got some still pictures of some of these pieces when I was working with them, but they're stills, not videos. So, yeah.
But you get the idea. Make you a little cardboard template. Heck, I mean, I could probably make even photocopies of that if someone really wanted them. So, cool. That works. That's how we got it done. So there you have it. That's how we engineered the rear bumper or rear back 'em up sensor pods. That's what we're going to call them, pods. But anyway, that's how we got that taken care of. So he's back to business playing in the garage. Still on a limited restriction, but hey, we're going to put him to work as soon as he's back to work, because I got a lot of stuff that he's sandblasted, assembled. We got an engine, transmission, subframe, put on some lines, brake lines, fuel lines. So it's all going to be happening here pretty soon. So nonetheless, appreciate you following us all, and we'll catch you next time.